Detailing takes hours, days and days. I'm just looking for something quick and easy to foam everything, do everything, and I definitely have taken lessons learned from this. The bike does look an awful lot better. I feel like it's going to look even better once it's dry, and that brings me on to the secret tip. Hello everyone. In this episode, you are going to see me give the bike probably its first ever deep clean. With the DGR coming up, which I'll put a link below if you want to donate to a good cause, I want to give it a first deep clean now, and I'm going to talk to you about why throughout the video, and also there's some parts on the bike which I'm not too happy with, so I reached out to a friend to see what he would do, because he knows all about this a lot more than what I do. So let's crack on. So on a recent ride out, I saw my bike is not as clean or as tidy as what it was this time last year. And with DGR coming up, I want to give it a deep clean now. So I have bought some products and I'll talk you through them, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to give the bike a first deep clean, and then the closer to the DGR. Okay, so the first thing is I've got myself some detail brushes. These are Oxford. I actually brought these on Amazon, and they've got some long handles on for me to really get into some of those hard to reach places, and they're brand spanking new. So let's see how dirty they get. Also got some of this. Again, this was from Amazon, and apparently I just plug this on there, goes into the hose pipe, and give it a right good snow foam over the top and get some of that muck and grime out of it. Because to be honest, since I came back from the Cotswolds last year, I thought I cleaned it. Clearly didn't clean it as well as I thought, because it wasn't great for the MOT. But I really want to keep on top of this bike, because I've only ridden this 2 or 3 times already this year, and what we're nearly in April. So yeah, I need to start looking after this bike a lot more and make it a lot easier to clean going forward. So some other things that I'm going to use will be disc brake cleaner a little bit later on. I've got some chain lube, more chain lube, degreaser, some more lube, chain cleaner, and then the actual motorcycle cleaner itself. There's not a lot in there, so I may have to go buy some more. But that is the kit I'm using. And on that now, I probably should say this isn't a sponsored muck-off video. Okay, so I'm in a dilemma already. I don't know whether to use the degreaser or whether I should use a snow foam first. So I'm probably actually going to use the degreaser first and then the snow foam. Is that the right way? That's how I'm going to do it. So you can follow me if you want. If you don't want to do that and speak to some professionals, do that. But this is how I'm going to tackle this. Well, actually, problem solved, because this does say don't use on hot surfaces, and I have actually just ridden the bike, so I'm going to use snow foam first. So I've just realised, like an idiot, I should have put it on its paddock stand. I best do that now. Okay, so that was a bit messier than I thought. Okay, that's a bit messier than I thought. So now it's on a paddock stand. Foam actually isn't controllable. So the second I turned the hose on, it came out. I've got 2 dials on the hose, one's foam, one's rinse. It does say agitate it, and actually I spoke to Neil, who did the detailing on Freddie's bike way back when, and he gave me a bit of a do's and don'ts, and he did say don't let anything dry. So I'm going to agitate this a little bit, and I'm going to actually then foam it again, but I'm not going to use that. Actually looks clean already, probably could be because the bike's wet, but I do really like that in terms of products. But yeah, I'm not sure about that, so this needs a really good rinse. but the chain is what I'm most worried about. Okay, so I feel like that's been on there for long enough. I'm going to rinse it off now before it dries. So for this, I'm just using a really light mist to get in there, so no power washers or anything at this point. I actually just want to see how good the products are without having to go to the extremes. And if it requires a power washer, I will use one. I mean, that looks a lot tidier already. Yes, if you know, you know, guys and girls. Okay, so initial update, I feel like the bike itself is a lot cleaner. However, it's stuff like this stuff. So what I want to do is throw some degreaser on that, agitate it a bit, and again the chain does need a proper clean with some chain cleaner. But Demon Snow Foam, at the minute, I feel is a bit of a winner. I don't know. Let me know what you all think. I mean, the spokes have come up good. There's no agitating done there, and again, that was just a light spray. So at the minute, I feel like the Demon Foam Sprayer has been a good investment. Although there has to be a knack to turning your hose on and getting the foam out, rather than having to run and get your bike if your bike's parked anywhere but where the tap is. Could be me. Let me know in the comments if I've done something majorly wrong. Okay, so the next bit is to spray it with some muck off. I don't think it really needs it, but I feel like that foam spray has actually done a really, really good job. I'm excited to see what the secret weapon does a little bit later on in the video, because that was a must buy, which I think it'll really help you all out at home as well. And some of you may already know what it is if you do this kind of stuff yourself. So this is by no shape, way or form detailing. Yes, I've got the detailing brushes. I am not detailing this bike. I'm giving it a deep clean. Detailing takes hours, days and days. I'm just looking for something quick and easy to get the bike at a certain point or a certain level. And then it just means when I come back from a ride or every other ride, give it a rinse, and then the secret ingredient, and then I can store it away. But for now, the Demon Foam is a winner. Let's get on to some degreasing. Right then, so this is the bit for the degreaser. I guess it won't really matter if it goes on there, but this is the bit. So it's things like my radiator was just filthy and I couldn't really clean it. My rectifier, yeah, you can see how still dirty that is. So I'm going to need to get into the radiator with some detailing brushes. And also what I found was, if you can see that, if you ignore the paint coming off my fins, this bit is rusty as, so I need to do some work on that because that is just absolutely horrible. But I don't think that's really for now. Put some degreaser there. Degreaser on the back. See how that's going. And then probably just do a little bit. Just get in there a bit. So I think it's safe to say the muck off degreaser works. Yeah, perfect. So things like, they're actually a bit shinier on camera, but look at all that muck and grime. Absolutely horrible. Probably people screaming at me now that I've just done that wrong. But like I say, give it a good rinse down now. Just say leave it on for 5 minutes, but I don't think it needs that long. I might spray a little bit actually on the wheels and then give it a rinse down. Okay. Okay, the degreasing is done, so leave that on for a few more minutes. I'm going to agitate the spokes because I do feel they're horrible, and then see what happens. I'm actually going to use a detail brush to do the spokes. I feel like this side of the bike actually is a lot worse, but yeah, see, that's absolutely caked on there. I need something a bit, what's the word? Do I use a Brillo pad? You know what, I'm gonna actually, because everything I've got is a bit too soft. So I don't know if it's coming across or not, but the bike does look an awful lot better. I feel like it's going to look even better once it's dry, and that brings me on to the secret tip. Okay, so that's the first bit that's been done. The chain was absolutely filthy, and actually it does look better already. Let me show you. So this is the chain now, so there's still a little bit of rust spots that I'm just going to get in there, but a lot of that is just dirt and grime, so I'm going to tackle that once more, rinse it, clean it again, and again you can see the bike just needs a good thorough wash again, but I might snow foam it again actually. Okay, what I've decided to do is snow foam it again, because I'm going to use my blue brush for some of the detailing stuff. Not detailing, get it right, the little nooks and crannies. So after its second wash, you can see like it's all coming out of there, so I just want to make sure all this stuff here is nice and done. Let's ruin my detailing brush already, but getting in there was absolutely fine. In there was a bit messy. Well, it's like things like my radiator was really bad, so I'm just going to try and use this and get in there a bit, because with the Oxford brushes they're just a little bit too soft, if I'm honest, and I think I need something that's got a bit of oomph to it to start getting some of this stuff out. But so far I'm really happy with it, but definitely need to do some more work on the rear, because you see my front spokes, I mean I need something more abrasive than this, but my front spokes are pretty good. See, in there's a bit of a horrible spot, but if I look at my rear, this just isn't cutting it, because they're all still black and grimy, and even with a good scrub it's not really doing anything. But anyway, blue ones are just to get in the little bits, because things like my shocks, you can see there's just some grime and stuff in there, so that's going to get worked out. And yeah, I'm actually quite enjoying this, and also I had loads of dirt and grime under there, and probably have ruined my sticker. This is good just to get in there. Again, I'm not going to do this every single time. So actually the two spots on the bike, that was a pain in the backside to remove water, or it is a pain, and down here is also a pain to remove water. So I think you've waited long enough. I'm going to show you the solution for that. So actually here's another little, I don't want to say tip, but something I've just thought of now. So I've put an old sock on my hand to get into this chain, which could be a horrible idea, could be a good one, but yeah, it's horrible. Don't try that. Sock gets too wet and you just end up getting the grime everywhere. So yeah, don't try that one. Ugh. Right, trusty tea towel it is. Old one. one other thing I failed to mention was the sprocket cover. So behind this will probably be an absolute gunk and everything. So when I do a proper clean, I'll be taking this off and then doing that. So you'll probably see that in DJR video and make sure that that's absolutely pristine clean. Okay, so for those eagle-eye viewers out there, I'm a different outfit, but it is the same day. Amazon were a little bit later, delivering the secret magic sauce than expected. So here it is. So the secret for the bike is the professional pet dryer, and it was only £60 from Amazon. Maybe £55, £60, because if you write the word motorcycle on there, it's about £100 more expensive. But here we go. So it's actually got on and off, pretty simple, airflow and heating. So to get the water out of my bike, I'm going to put, well, that was on full, but airflow medium. Let's put the heating on and let's turn it. That So it's got different setting. I forgot I turned the setting down halfway. If you put it to full, it gets all that water out. I got a bit of spray in my eye as well, but that's awesome. Let me show you the bike now it's finished. So this is the bike now it's done. So you can see that the plastics and things have come out really nice. The water issues that I had for there are no longer an issue. It's got all that water out, which is spot on. Some other little bits that I know I just need to re-go back over again, which I think is this the, not real axle, it's something, isn't it? Anyway, this bit I know I need to spend a little bit more time on, give that a bit more of a scrub, because I know that I didn't do that when I watched this footage back. That's a bit I probably missed. Still some rust spots and stuff on the chain, so that needs another going over, and I need to take more time with the tyres. But I think overall, the front of it, I'm happy with. So I feel like it's taken me, what, an hour, I think, and less than that, to foam everything, do everything, and I definitely have taken lessons learned from this. Let me know if you have in the comments.